Well, hello everyone. Here we are at Joy Workout number 21. And here's a little phrase for you, for those of you who were raised in America, United States. You probably heard the commercial. Let's see if you remember who it's from. When you care enough to send the very best. Remember that? From Hallmark, when you care enough to send the very best. Well, that jingle was going through my head today when I was thinking about joy-based living. And at joy-based living, we're all about when you care enough to feel the very best, right? Remember our feelings ladder? By the way, our feelings ladder or emotional scale, we call it by either name, corresponds with, let's see if I can do this. Practice number 8 in the 12 practices ebook, which I printed out here. When you care enough to feel the very best, I want you to notice that on this ladder, see what happens is when you care enough to feel the very best and you keep, no matter where you are on the scale, you're going to get thoughts and intuitions, like where you hang out, you're going to get thoughts and intuitions accordingly. So like if you're all over the map, you're going to get instructions and directions like a GPS that's drunk. And when you care enough to feel the very best, sometimes it means realizing, oh my gosh, I'm all the way here. Holy cow. Let me see if I can move up a couple notches. Wow. Well, anger is certainly better than powerless, right? Doesn't mean you have to act it out, but you certainly have to honor it and feel it and be with it and let it move through you, right? Because what you're caring about isn't that you feel joy in every moment, because you can't control that. You can't force that. That enforcement will be driven by fear, which is somewhere down here, right? So the loyalty, the commitment, and the what you're honoring is the path of I care enough. It's the care enough to feel the very best. Now, what happens is when you care enough to feel the very best, then you also care enough to offer the very best, to be the very best, to give the very best. And from there, a sense of generosity moves through you in ways that will actually feel like a gift to you as you give whatever gifts you're giving. And so my question for you is, so when you do this, by the way, I thought of a new JBL made up word is you're making choices. You're making joyful choices. So the choice for acceptance can be a joyful choice if where you're coming from is anger. The choice for happiness and contentment is a choice, right? So you're making choices all day long. See, when you're in acceptance, you're like, oh, okay, this feels good. Now what? And I've heard it said that the best DJs will, they'll notice where the mood in a room is, and they'll do something just above that. So if people are like down here, you don't play music that's all the way up there. And so you can, consider that when you're DJing your own music and your own playlist. I think we intuitively know this, but I think it's also good to remember as we go, because sometimes I think we can be hard on ourselves about, oh, we're joy-based living. Well, maybe that means I'm supposed to feel joyful all the time. I think newcomers might have that old belief structure in place because it comes from perfectionism, where people have been doing this for a while are like, oh no, we hug our feelings to the place where they feel free enough to move on, rather than trying to fix them, cajole them, force them, anything like that. This is a living from the heart, from the soul, from the body. It's becoming more comfortable with yourself, and what's the phrase? When you care enough to feel the very best. Thank you for being here with me today. And by the way, every time you make a choice for joy, you are engaging in a joy workout. So go girl, go boy.